Hi, this is Ike from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got another record to play for you. Today's record is King Midas, so let's get started.
Greed and lust for money is nothing new. It is a disease that has plagued man from the beginning of time. It is part of his history in both fact as well as fiction. This fairy tale is one of the oldest and best-known stories concerning man's hunger for great wealth. It has endured because in many ways it is a fairy tale that tells us a great deal of truth about ourselves. This is the story of a king who was never happy or satisfied with what he possessed. He was always seeking more. Mostly he wanted wealth, great wealth, so that he would be known throughout the world as the richest, most powerful king in all the world. He had a beautiful daughter, loyal friends and subjects. In truth, he lacked for nothing. Yet because of his unbridled desire for greater riches, he remained dissatisfied and sad. This is the story of King Midas and the Golden Touch.
But Your Highness, we just can't say that you do not wish to attend the tournament games. Why, you've always attended the games. The people come for the games, but they also come to catch a glimpse of their king.
Oh, really, Lord Fairfax, I'm certain that the games can proceed without my presence. I'm simply bored by the entire affair. I have no interest in the tournament, or the people for that matter. Tell everyone that I'm indisposed. The truth is, Lord Fairfax, I am rather busy today.
But Your Majesty, what keeps you so busy? Every day you go down to your counting house. You stay there until supper is announced. Why, even the princess cannot see you unless she goes down to the counting house.
Really, Fairfax, I do have to keep up with the amount of money I have on hand, even though it is not a great deal of money. I do like to keep track.
Not a great deal? Why, Your Majesty, you are known throughout the world as one of the richest monarchs in the world.
Ah, but not the richest. Not the very richest.
Am I interrupting anything important, Father?
Your Highness.
Lord Fairfax, good day to you.
How have you been, my dear? Come in, come in. Lord Fairfax and I have just concluded our discussion. Ah, I know what. My dear, why don't you accompany Fairfax here to the tournament games? Would you like that?
Why, of course, Father. But aren't you going? You always do.
No, not this year. I'm rather tired, my darling. And besides, I have some rather pressing affairs of state to attend to. Now, why don't you two run along? Enjoy yourselves.
Good day, sire.
I'll see you later, Father.
Down the winding staircase to his counting house went King Midas. Over and over he counted his gold, and over he wished for more gold. Once he had been a man of varied interests. Music had delighted him, but now only the clinking sound of his gold coins was music to his ears.
9,000, 9,050, 60, 70, 80, 90, 10,000. There, that completes that pile of coins. Oh, if I only had more money. If I only could fill every room in the castle with gold. Oh, I wish I had the power to turn everything into gold.
Your Majesty!
Who goes there? Who is that?
King Midas!
Who are you? How did you get into my counting house? Are you a thief?
I'm no thief. I've come because you have summoned me.
I summoned you? But I have never seen you before in my life. I don't understand.
I am here to grant you all that you have ever wished for. I can give you anything that your heart desires.
But how? Witchcraft? Are you a witch or a magician?
I have the power to grant you one wish. If you will name that wish, you shall have it.
One wish? Oh, that would be simple for me. I would wish Why, I would wish that everything I touch turns to gold.
Everything?
Oh, yes, everything. Then I would be the richest king that ever lived.
If that is your wish, so be it. I command that beginning with sunrise tomorrow, everything you touch will at once turn into gold.
Where are you? Where? Stranger? Where did she go? I wonder. Truly, I must be dreaming. That's it. It's all a dream, and tomorrow I will wake and I will have forgotten this whole dream. Oh, but what a dream. Imagine turning everything I touch into shining gold.
That night, the king had a sleepless rest. He tossed and turned as half asleep and half awake. He dreamed the same dream over and over again. Just before daybreak, he arose and entered the throne room.
Well, I touched my throne, the chairs, the table, but just as I thought, nothing. It really was just a dream.
Your Majesty, I thought I heard someone moving about in the throne room.
I couldn't sleep, Fairfax. I wandered in here.
The sun's coming up. Here, let's have the curtains drawn and get some sunlight in the room. Your Majesty, look. Why, it's a miracle. Look. The throne, the tables and chairs.
It's true. It was no dream. It's all turned to solid gold. It's true. She said beginning with sunrise, and when I touched it, the sun was just coming up and I couldn't see it turn.
Your Majesty, what are you talking about? Are you ill? Shall I send for the court physician?
No. Quick, send for my daughter. Wake her. Tell her to meet me for breakfast. It's fantastic. Truly a wondrous thing has happened. Hurry, go get her.
It was fantastic, and it was just as the stranger had promised. The king ran from room to room, touching everything in sight. Everything he touched turned to solid gold. Soon there was gold everywhere.
Father, what has happened? I was summoned to meet you. What is wrong?
Wrong? No, everything is right. Everything is gold, see? Look about you.
Why, everything has turned to gold. The walls, the furniture, the drapes. Why, even, look outside. The flower garden. All the flowers are made of solid gold. I don't understand.
Don't try to. We are rich. We are probably the richest rulers in all the world. I can have all the gold in the world that I want now.
Is that important, Father?
Important? Why, my daughter, it's the only thing that is important. Gold, money. Why, what else is there?
But, Father, I love that flower garden. It looked beautiful, and the fragrance. Gold has no fragrance.
Never mind, my dear. We'll buy you 1,000 flower gardens. Come, let us have breakfast. Sit down and I'll pour you some tea.
Look, Father. The teapot is solid gold at your touch. The tea has turned to pure gold. But how?
Oh, yes. Well, I forgot about that. Oh, well, I'm hungry. I'll just have these pancakes.
Look. The pancakes are just solid gold.
Yes. Well, I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful, I see.
Why, Father, everything you touch turns to gold. You won't be able to touch your food or anything. Oh, Father, this is terrible. How can you stop this?
There, my dear, don't cry. Everything will turn out fine. Here, let me dry your tears.
Oh, Father, don't. No, don't.
As the king reached out to wipe away his daughter's tears, he realized too late that he could not touch her. Suddenly, before his very eyes, she quickly turned into a solid gold statue. The king had had his wish. Everything he touched turned to gold. Everything, including his beloved daughter. He was a broken man. He sat for days staring at the gold statue that was once a gay, bright, living child. child. His greed had destroyed the one person he loved more than anything in the world. Come away, Your Majesty. You must have something to eat.
I cannot. I have to be carefully fed like a baby. Even then, when the food reaches my mouth, it turns to solid gold. I can't eat. I can't sleep. I've lost my daughter. Oh, Fairfax, what will I do? I am the richest, but I am the most miserable king on earth. What good is all this gold?
Your Majesty, what if you called the stranger you told me of back again? Maybe she could help.
But how? I don't know where she came from, nor how I could go about finding her.
Try, Your Majesty. Return to the counting house where you first met her. Call to her, and maybe she will return to you there.
Yes, I'll go at once. I'll try.
So back to the counting house the king went. Each day he returned and called out for the stranger to appear. Nothing happened. Then one day, just as the king was about to despair and leave the place...
Your Majesty? Your Majesty, you summoned me?
You've come back. You heard my call for help.
I gave you all you wished for. What more could you want now?
I want things as they were. The money means nothing to me. I don't want all this gold. I was wrong. I want my daughter back with me as she was. Please, you must help me.
But with all the gold you possess, you have all you ever yearned for. How can you be unhappy?
I was wrong, I tell you. I was wrong. There is more to life and living than gold. There is love. There is the love of a child. Please return her to me. You must.
I think you have learned a hard lesson. Now listen to me. Go to your fountain in the garden. Bathe in the water in the fountain, and then take a jar of the water from the fountain. Sprinkle everything you wish to turn from gold back to the way it was. Do as I tell you.
Oh, thank you, kind stranger. Thank you for returning my daughter to me. And so the king did as he was told. He ran to the fountain, and after finishing his bath, he filled the jar with the magic water and sprinkled it over his daughter.
Father, you've broken the spell. I can move. I'm all right.
Yes, my dear. You're all right, and once again I have you back. Come, I want to sprinkle this magic water around so that we can have the flower garden back and everything else just as it was.
King sprinkled the jar everywhere. Soon the castle was returned to its former state. Everyone was again happy. The king had indeed learned a hard lesson. He had learned that there are things in this world more precious than gold, that life holds more than just the quest for money, and that the golden touch is to be touched by love and the beauty of the world around us.
So, that was King Midas. So, if you like, subscribe, share, and comment. Have a groovy day, but another video coming out real soon.